Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm gonna do a video about the new Mora LOK, the largest in the new series of Mora knives that came out recently. And I'm gonna do an unboxing, then some specifications and a short discussion about price and some issues with the knife that I've seen on internet with other reviews. All right, so let's start with the unboxing. All right, so let's unpack this knife. I think here maybe, yeah, that is where it opens up. All right, so on the inside, even more materials about the vegetable tan and stuff. So here's the knife. That is one, and you can see the leather sheet through the handle. Nice detail. I think this will open up. Oh, okay, yeah, takes a little bit of effort. And here's the sheath. So the box, beyond that, it is just what it is, but it's pretty good. All right, so here we have the knife, both sides, and the sheath. Okay, so let's go over some specs of the knife. The blade is 11 centimeters, that is about 4.3 inches. The height is 2.6 centimeters, which is a little bit more than 1 inch. It's 3.2 millimeters thick, and that is 0.125 inch. That is, I think, a nice in-between between slicing and batoning, somewhere between survival and bushcraft. 3 millimeters is, I think, a really nice thickness for all-round use. The handle is 11.5 centimeters. Now I have very big hands relatively, but you can see that I have plenty of space left. It's a nice rounded handle. It weighs about 175 grams. Just the knife. The sheath is about 78 grams. That makes a total of about 253, around that number. Numbers on the internet vary a little bit, but that is that. The handle is made of ash and it's waxed, so it is really smooth and it's protected. And the leather is, what do you say, organically tanned or something. But it's really smooth. Let's see how the retention is. In the sheet, really nice fit, really tight, and the belt loop is fixed. It is one piece, and it has the Mora opening, so you can stack it to other sheets as well. So all in all, a pretty good knife. Let's go over some details that I noticed. Now it has at the top of the edge, I hope you can see that, but it has a false edge kind of grind here, which I really like. It's a nice detail. A small ricasso, not too big, but it is there, which is, well, kind of new for Mora knives because usually do not have ricassos. The handle has sort of a finger guard, and the front, I hope you can see that, has a nice slope here for your thumb to rest on, so it's very good in other cutting positions as well. Skinning and things like that would be pretty easy as well. At the back it has also a sort of like a narrowing, so you can grab it here, and then if you chop with it, that actually stays pretty good in your hand. Here it has the Mora Kniv logo, stainless steel, and it's of course recycled, and I assume it is 12C27 steel. I'll get to that later. Now the handles, I hope that is visible, but there is quite a line here between the handles and the steel. I mean, there is just an edge, and it's quite pronounced all the way around. And I thought that it was just my knife, but I found that other knives on the internet had the same issue. Now, you can go either way. Either it was meant to be, and I would like Mora to explain why they did that, what the idea is. Is it to protect the handle when batoning? I don't know, is the wood gonna swell up later on? I don't know. But anyway, it's an issue with all these knives, I think. So either they have a very poor quality control, or it's meant to be, and I would like to find out from Mora maybe one day what it is. The steel, again, they say it's stainless steel recycled, but they don't really give a clarification on what kind of steel it is. So for just for the sake of the video, I'm going to assume it's 12C27. Now let's look at other knives to compare it to, and then I get to the price, because a lot of people on the internet say that it is overpriced, and I don't agree completely with that. Let's look at an old knife. This is the Mora 125th anniversary edition, and you can see the similarity here with the blade, with the ricasso and the false edge. And I always thought if they ever make a full tang version of this, then this would be one hell of a couple of knives. You have a little whittling knife for camp use, and you have your bushcraft knife. And I think this is one hell of a nice combination to own. So this is the 125th anniversary version of the Mora 1 of my favorite little whittling knives, by the way. Some other comparisons, just so you know. Another knife is from Castrum. This is the Castrum number 10. And you can see here in terms of the blade that they are quite similar. This one is a little bit higher, this one is a little bit narrower. The handles, well, you know, falls in the same category, I would say. Another knife that might fit in that category is my Nordic knife design. This is basically a Brisa, and you look at the blade, and if you look at the handle, you see a lot of similarities there as well. Also a Scandinavian knife. And just for good measures, I also have a Condor Bisonte, and you can see that that is quite a lot beefier in terms of the blade. The handle size is very similar again, a little bit more swell on the Mora here. Okay, so there you have some sizes. So let's talk about the price. Now, it was 239 euros when it came out, and I got it for 214. A lot of people say it's too expensive, but if you look at other knives, for instance, the Helen Nord that now came out, that is 14C28, is 219 euros as of today. And you know, that is right in par with this knife, basically. There's also a Tops of Bob knife that is actually 1095, and that is around, I think it's the Fieldmaster, that is about 226 euros, and that is definitely not a lot cheaper or more expensive. And 1095, in my opinion, is not necessarily better than 12C27. There is also a knife from Rosselli, the large hunting knife, ultra hard. That one is 230 euros, and you get a similar sort of knife. A long story short, there are definitely knives with better steels that may be a better option. I'm gonna name a few. You have, for instance, the Boker Bronco in CPM 3V for 160. You have a Line Steel CPM 3V in 180, and of course the Benchmade Puko also in CPM 3V for 180. You have the Castrum knife in Sleipner, as well as the Lars Feld knife in Sleipner, and they are indeed a little bit cheaper, but this knife will probably come down in price somewhat, and it will probably end up around the 190 euro range is my estimate. And you know, it's not that much more expensive than other knives from Scandinavia or other companies within that same category. Okay, hello everybody. Let's look at the Mora LOK, the knife I've been overviewing. So let's start with the cons, the negatives, or at least the things that stand out to me. First of all, the scales. I don't get it why the scales are too small and why there is that edge. Like I said in the video, it's either they had an idea with that, protecting the scales or whatever, or it's very poor quality control, and the whole first bunch of knives all came out with small scales. Because I see it on the internet a lot with other people that have the same issue. Another thing, of course, what I noticed is the coating. I mean, if it is stainless steel, why do the coating? And maybe it's just aesthetics, so it's nice with the handle, the black and the white. Okay, then that is the reason, but otherwise coating is a little bit of an overkill on a stainless steel knife. But okay, I mean, it's beautiful and it looks the part, so fair enough. Another thing, of course, is the steel. And if it really bothers me that Mora isn't, explaining one way or the other what type of steel they use. I get it that it is recycled. I get it that they want to emphasize the environmental friendly things that the company does, but from a Scandinavian country, from this price range, I wouldn't have expected anything else. As a matter of fact, I think every company should pay attention to that nowadays. But okay, so what's the deal with the steel? Just tell us what it is, or what it compares to, at least. Yeah. So for the sake of argument, I called it 12C27, but I have no idea. And then, of course, the price. On the internet, a lot of discussion about the price, and I have to say, some people go in it like really extreme and say that it's really, really, really overpriced for a Mora. But yeah, Mora makes cheap knives, but now they made another knife, and that comes with a different price tag. And if you look at other companies that make knives in the same category, like the Helle Noord and the Helle Utvar, which are in the same price range, the Rosselli, but also Top of Bobs. Well, I named a few knives. They are in the same price range, and you get similar quality steels and handles and sheets and all that stuff. So, and this will come down a little over time. So I'm not seeing the huge overpricing that everybody is talking about. I do see a really high price for this knife, and so I agree with that it is really expensive for even a Mora knife. But what you get for it, it's really pricey, unless, of course, Mora explains it a little bit better, what makes up the price. Maybe the steel, I don't know. Now, things I really do like, of course, is the blade, the way it looks, the Scandi grind, the 90-degree spine. The handle is fantastic. I mean, it feels great. It has all the details that you would expect from a bushcraft knife. Well-rounded back. You have your finger guard, which is small, but yet there, very small ricasso, which is fine. The steel, stainless, always nice. And of course the sheath is very Scandinavian, really stylish. The tip actually is kind of nice to show because it's not rounded like many other sheets, but it has a little bit of an angle there, which is nice detail. It's nice leather, really thick but not too thick, smooth as well. Simple dangler, belt loop, just a belt loop, but it is okay. It functions as what you expect from a Scandinavian sheath somewhat. Alright, now I will be using this knife all summer, putting it to some tests. I will be comparing it to the Larsfeld knife from Castrum and the Beavercraft BSH3 that came available in the Netherlands recently. And I mean, this is a €40 knife, and so many people are talking about BPS and Beavercraft. I think they're somewhat the same company, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all from Ukraine, and I don't know, but raving about how great these knives are, and I think, okay, I'll just take it along in the test and see what it can do. And alright, so that'll be this summer. Okay, I hope it helped. If you have any more questions, put it in the comment below, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.